Following the attack in Benue State, the governor of Benue State is now saying
it's very, very unsettling because top politicians who are very functional and are in the National Assembly and are in Abuja are the architects and arrogants of not just instigating but harboring and keeping these people and feeding them in the bushes and taking care of all their needs.
That some certain politicians are responsible for the attack in Benue State. This will now make us to understand that
anti-grazing laws and banning of open grazing is a satanic agenda to destroy our means of livelihood. Those will lead to a serious humanitarian crisis as families will be destabilized, market and economic livelihood will be disrupted. The laws will lead to massive cross-border migration that will create further security challenges for the country.
The attack in Benue State is no longer Fulani herdsmen. It is a political warfare between the governor and some people in the state. And again, according to him, he also made mention of some big politicians in Abuja, and as well as the House of Rep members, National House of Assembly, that there are some people there who are sponsoring, buying them kits and all of that. This is a lot of allegation on the politicians in Benue State. Benue State, this current administration is predominantly EPCI. So I wonder who is fighting the governor. But I will allow you to watch the video a bit to hear from the horse's mouth, and then I will bring to you what His Excellency Mr. P2B have to say about the challenges that the Benue people are facing as of today.
There was some time that you thought that these were just skirmishes, but I think with new information, it doesn't look like these are just skirmishes. These are major attacks, and you have said that your state is on the siege.
Thank you for that question. We cannot deny in total that there is some bit of I don't want to call it a cold war, but some bit of a political misunderstanding here between the SGF and the state. We were invited to the Toti Palace. The two of us happened to be of Tiv extraction, and our paramount ruler on the land is the Toti, and he had called us with all the other political architects. So we came to the palace, and then he testified that he didn't have any issues with either the governor or the state as a whole. But I think those who are alluding to this may not also be wrong. Since we've been having all these attacks, I'm not sure any statements come from him or his cronies on what is going on. But when you hold this kind of a very high position, it is a large, big position, and much expected of you. The word might also help in some quarters.
Now, I have to cut you a bit. Looking at what he just said concerning the tussle between him and the secretary to the federal government, talking about the former governor, George Akume, he is saying that they had some issues in the past where the parliament, the traditional ruler of Tiv invited them to the palace and talked to them, and he is saying that there are some political shenanigans in his camp, and it looks like from what he is saying that there is still no peace between the both of them. Remember that George Akume always have this problem with all his predecessors. You know, he had the same problem with Suswan, he had some problem with Otom, and now Alia. Is Akume the problem of Benue State? That will be a video for another day. But on this particular one, let's look at this carefully. Why is it that Mr. Governor is shying away from mentioning the names of those who are perpetuating these evil activities in Benue State? Looking carefully, during the time of the governor of during the time of Samuel Otom was very empirical in terms of analyzing the terrorist attack in Benue State. He always said it was the it was an attack from the Fulani headers, and he continued to say that until he had a law, which was the anti-grazing law, and to a very far extent, it curtailed some of the activities of this criminal element in the state. Even if it is not Fulani headers, please tell us who are those people, and let us know so that the security apparatus can go and do their job. Now, the chief of army staff is right now in Benue State, but they are saying that some politicians are... Anyway, let's look at what His Excellency Mr. Peter will have to say about this. Remember that the governor declared him a persona non grata at some time when the killing happened in Benue State. People are in IDP camp, and His Excellency Mr. Peter B, who visited a Plateau State, was visiting Benue and was asked not to come. You see? So, but now, His Excellency Mr. Peter B is saying that following the earlier remark on the security situation in Benue State on May 28, 2025, I would like to once again extend my heartful condolence to the good people of Benue State over the tragic and senseless killings that continue to plague the communities. The pain, agony, and sorrow being experienced across Benue are not only heartbroken, but also a grieving indictment of a nation that is rapidly failing its own people. Just a few days ago, I commented about the growing wave of violence and bloodshed across our country, particularly in Benue, Kogi, and Plateau State. Sadly, those fears have once again become our tragic reality as communities are attacked and innocent lives are lost. This is not just unacceptable. It is intolerable. I commend the recent move by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi, to relocate along with the principal staff officers to Benue State. This decision signals a welcome shift towards prioritizing the security of a region that has endured far too much bloodshed. He went ahead to say, I earnestly pray that this action bring lasting change for the good and resilient people of Benue, who deserve not only protection but also meaningful justice and the freedom to live, farm, and work in peace without fear. And in conclusion, he said, the blood of innocent Nigerians cries out for justice. The security and the survival of our people must be the foremost responsibility of any government that claims to be responsible and compassionate. My heart is with every grieving family in Benue and across Nigeria. I stand with you, not just in words, but in the call for urgent, deliberate, and comprehensive action. Mr. Peter B again is saying, I will be with you even to the end of the age. Yeah, just like the Bible said. So now, the issue here is this. When will this killing in Benue end? We have the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has been flying like a bird across the world, but have not deemed it fit to visit Benue State or Plateau State. Let's say Plateau State is an opposition state. But then, what about Benue that is an APC state? But they failed to visit Benue State that is less than 100 kilometers away from Abuja. So, how are they going to end this crisis? Now the governor is saying that some big people in Abuja, they are the one responsible for this. Technically, he mentioned the governor, the former governor and the secretary of the state government, saying that they have some issues. Stop that. He mentioned National Assembly. So is he indirectly pointing, accusing finger to the SGF as well as House of Rep members and senators from his zone? Is that what he's trying to do? He should clear the air in that particular phrase or statement that he made here. Because if he's saying some people in the National Assembly and big politicians in Abuja, or is it referring to others to call him. Is he referring to Samuel Otom? Or who? Who is he referring to? We need to know who are the big politicians in Abuja and at the National Assembly. This doesn't make any sense. Benue is the food basket of the nation, and the nation is hungry. The people in Benue State are hungry. There is no food in Benue State. There is no form of industrialization when it comes to agriculture in Benue State. All we have is just killing in Benue State. And this will not continue, and you expect people not to take arms and defend themselves. In a short period of time, Nigeria will be thrown into a state of total
anarchy looms. Where? In Nigeria.
Anarchy. Like Kenneth Okonkwo said, anarchy looms.